This
Last one.
conference will now be recorded.
Welcome to Dr. TSPR show. This is Dr. Tangella Shiva Prasad Reddy alias Dr. TSPR. Namaste, Adab, hello, and a warm welcome to another show with my Gurutulyulu, B.B. Subba Garu. Sir, namaskaram. I am just not able to overcome the last two sessions with my Guruji, Professor Purushottam Reddy Garu, and my Gurutulyulu. What a way he has described the rivers, the killing of rivers, and then similarly the abuse of land resources. Following it today, and I am again equally very happy to announce that we are hosting this show on another socialist reformer, you call, or part and parcel of the freedom movement, some may call, some may say, because of his initiatives the freedom we could acquire in a peaceful and in a non-violent way. Come whatever may, we still adore and respect Mahatma Gandhi, and he is fondly and aptly called as Bapuji or else Jati Pita. I don't want to get into any controversies. With due respect to all other freedom fighters who have sacrificed their lives, wealth, and everything, we salute them, and we are trying to do this show as we did in the last year too, to show the other side of Gandhiji, the Mahatma spirit, the scientific temper, not just by wearing khadi, not by just having that khadi one wheel in your house, you will not become Gandhi, or it is not that you have imbibed Gandhism at all. That should be the way of life, and that should dictate not only your present, your own life, but the life of the society and the future too. That is why we are going to bring out some different aspects with again my Guru Tulyulu. What a better way. Go ahead, sir,
Yes.
please. I'll make you a presenter.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Shivaprasad Reddy Garu, and I'm. It's my pleasure and honor to talk on the other side of Gandhiji. Last several years, many articles are coming, on both the angles of Gandhiji, good, bad, and ugly, what people say. But most important thing, how I look at life and the people is, what is that any human being contributes a positive aura into the society, and every human being has some limitations. It differs from person to person, that these some limitations you may see it as a grave mistakes and blunders, or they may be ignored. Those are all the issues for a larger debate, which I'm not going into. I'm looking into Gandhi in a very different perspective. I was invited by one of the Gandhians, Sri Radhakrishna ji, in 1987, when I was making a presentation at the governor's office in Kumuddin Joshi, and I expressed that I am deeply influenced by two personalities on the globe. One is Dr. Shumashi, small is beautiful, small is possible. And the second one is how Gandhi looked into the society in a holistic manner. And I had the opportunity of interacting with Sri Radhakrishna ji in those days, and he gave me a lot of opportunities to look into it. And so today I am only talking on Gandhi, how I understood about the Gandhi, and what inspired me about the Gandhi, and how I start learning in mainstreaming the development process and integrating with a scientific temperament. Gandhiji, every human being has a point of transformation. It is not that, right from the day of birth, you become something, a great personality. No, it's your social background, it is your family background, it's what you learn, uh, how you being humiliated also counts a lot in grooming one's personality. Gandhi, you know, is a lawyer by profession and opted to, pursue his career in South Africa. It was the incident that when he was forcibly, you know, asked to get, no, it's not asked, he was really pushed out of the railway bogie on racial discrimination. That was the point where Gandhi, he had to deeply think on discriminations. Yes, it gave him a great opportunity to look back, review the discrimination not only in this country but across the world. That how a fellow being is being harassed, exploited along with the natural resources. It's very important, such incidents in the life make several people like personalities like Gandhiji to transform themselves from a common man to a different personality, uh, looking for opportunities to contribute to the well-being of the society. It's very important for us to learn it. And I also felt in the process that it's very difficult to institutionalize an individual ideology. It's a very tough task. We will talk about transforming the individual ideology to an institution. Gandhi to Gandhiism. We will talk that in our course. And let me show you two different two slides to you. The one, okay, please make me the part presenter.
You are the presenter, sir.
I'm a presenter. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So it's very important to understand the personalities to whom we are talking. Is hope everybody can view this slide.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is really needed to make democracy function is not knowledge of facts but right education. This is what inspired me. You see, right to know your rights, right to know your duties, and both things were, he made all the attempt to balance these two things in taking it to the people. It's really very difficult, and really we talk of democracy, but there are several issues on that. But this is what inspired me. The second one, for a long time, when I went to Sevashram at Wardha, this picture largely impressed me. You see, this is a snake trap kit. This Sevashram land was given by Bajpayee, the industrialist background. And he tried to establish an ashram here and invited his colleagues to join him. But this is all black cotton soil and a thick wooded area in those days, and largely infested with the snakes. So many of his colleagues refused to, resisted rather, to join him in this ashram. He transformed the entire ashram in a very different manner. Today we talk of wildlife education, wildlife sensitization, friends of snakes. I really admire them, how they are, sensitizing the people on that. And interestingly, 2nd October, is Gandhi's birthday, and this week is Wildlife Week. And I have not come across, anyone referring to Gandhiji's contribution on this. The first thing what he did was he designed himself a snake trap. Look at the Caesar, how they were handling that, and this is the box where they used to, keep the trapped snake, caught the snake, and then release it back into the thick woods, uh, away from the campus. So he never allowed anybody to, promoted anybody to kill the snake. He always, tried to rehabilitate, give them a chance for the snake to live in its habitat. It is we that we encroach this, their habitat. So this is the one, which largely impressed me, greatly impressed me and influenced me to think on several issues. This is uh, the show. How can I get back again to the, yeah, hello? Can you see me?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm
You
here.
are out of.
Yeah. So this is what, the nobody, has an idea on that Gandhi how he started promoting. And the second thing he did is he redesigned the entire ashram in very very eco-friendly manner. Designed for the environment. Today we are talking maybe last 20-25 years, but still we are not practicing on that. We talk of all kinds of science, engineering, technology, green buildings, eco cities, eco villages, and all. This man created an eco-friendly campus. I strongly advise and suggest, recommend people who talk of green buildings and green cities, please go and spend some time in the Sevagram ashram. This is most important. Number one, what he did is a good, a spatial planning and an individual dwelling to, he created a lot of open space. And the entire floor of the campus, he paved with river gravel. It's a loose gravel, that's all, sand and gravel, nothing. In olden days we used to, make it with clay and cow dung, all that harden the surface, but he left this entire area with loose river gravel. You know why? You may say, oh, it hurts the feet. And today we are going for aqua massage, walking on the gravel and pebbles. Because the nerve trigger points, they get stimulated in your foot area. You see, you need to look into the scientific temperament. You might not have thought of this. I don't say that Gandhi had all that. But one thing, what made him to think to lay the river gravel was the snake never moves straight. It crawls from left to right. When the snake crawls, the entire pebbles start moving and making a noise that alerts the person approaching towards the snake. This was a wonderful concept by Gandhi while designing the Gandhi ashram. And I'm unfortunate, only one or two senior members used to tell me about all this. But I wish that today the younger generation should visit and experiment this. This is one point what I felt. Whatever we are talking of eco-friendly and all. And the second point which touched my heart was everybody knows about the Sevagram Medical College, Kasturba Medical College, and all, known for social preventive medicine. More than anything else, people who aspire for SPM, social preventive medicine, they prefer to go and study medicine in Wardha. Yes. What made him, okay, to suggest this? One of the great personalities and his followers from Vijayawada, late Sri Paruchuri, he went to Sevagram and he was infected with leprosy. His own, children deserted him, pushed him out of the house. So he went all the way to Sevagram and requested Gandhiji for the shelter. You believe it or not, all the inmates of the ashram resisted and refused to accept him as the guest. They said, no, we will not take him, accept him. But what made this old great man to accept him? And he said, okay, if you are afraid of it, I'm ask him to stay the shelter which is adjoining to my own place where I live in this ashram. So that 24 hours I can have an eye on him. You believe it or not, he personally nursed him. He personally gave him the sponge bath. So he took care of Parachuri, who was leprosy infected in those days. And today we have so many foundations, so many NGOs across the world talking on rehabilitating and resettlement of these leprosy infected patients. But that was the period that he took a bold step. How many of the health ministers in our country visit really the leprosy centers or disabled centers? Do they have that kind of a scientific temperament, or just they are ministers, so they go with a convoy, and everything will be cleaned before they step into the hospitals, and when they go out, the filth and muck is as usual. So we need to have some criteria for the health workers, doctors, whoever, right from a chaprasi in the health sector to the health minister, the kind of scientific temperament they must have. It must be gauged before the appointment or nomination. This is a wonderful, thing which Gandhiji contributed to that. And today you have world-known social preventive medicine center in that particular. Medical College. And the third aspect, which everybody today is talking, cow economics. They say cow urine has the value, cow shit has the value, cow itself has the value. All those things were told. What were we doing when he promoted biogas plants? Nobody bothered about. What happened to the our Khadi Gramodya institutions? Unfortunately, it did not move out. Why it did not move out, I will come. But one thing I tell you, his scientific temperament towards rehabilitating the snakes and designing an eco-friendly campus in a snake infested area. And third thing, promoting the rural economy through biogas plants. Today, you have several, the modern youngsters who are taking up the dairy as their main profession. Today, you find, a good number of, power generation plants from the cow dung. Okay, so these are the issues which Gandhi has given a temperament, and most important thing, Gandhi, why he was successful, why he could, like, when whomever you talk across the country today, okay, you have the Google Mata and it can tell anything. I traveled when there was no Google Mata. And when I stepped into the North India in '69 or so, people were, they were surprising and looking at me. A guy from South India is talking Hindi. That was the knowledge across the country. Okay. But one thing, unites the people across the country, north to south and east to west, is Ganga Mata. People who did not take the dip in Ganges in Varanasi also worship it. So that is the beauty. That is the spiritual, binding mechanism or a emotional attachment to one another across the country. So these are the issues. How he took that. He he integrated livelihood and income generation in his freedom fight. He never went, our freedom fight under the Gandhiji was never a single agenda activity. Only, morning and evening only cursing the British and, how to make protests and all. No. He won the hearts of women across the country with a small charka. I know as a young boy, I used to go to my relatives and others in the village, town. I was a town boy and born in a town. Go and collect, whatever they produce by evening, give it to Kadi Bandar, collect small amounts like, 3 rupees, 4 rupees, 5 rupees, and give it back to those women. A woman earning 1 rupee or a 50 paisa in 1950s and all, it's a great amount. He could empower the women sitting at home. Today we talk of self-help groups, crores of rupees, World Bank loans, the small idea. And every Tom, Dick and Harry politician, goes and sits behind the charka and, poses for a cameraman. Does he deserve it? We need to look into these aspects of it. He created any movement. I also tell my friends in the environment program, we are all heroes, we are all champions. Why we are failing time and again? Why we are not able to consolidate? We are not taking the masses along with us. We are looking our environment movement as projects, not as a process. That is what Gandhiji created. He seeded that thoughts in the minds of women. That was a great force. And today we have created this as a government program. Ayya program, Anna program, Tammun program, brother-in-law's program. What all this nonsense? You
Amma
create
program.
a process. You create a process in the political stream. It has to be a governmental program. It cannot be a political program.
Yes.
Governments who they change, but the process of empowering the people should not change. Anna canteen, Amma canteen, Pamur canteen, what all this nonsense? Think of the process. Today we are still struggling to empower the weavers, but how you could create gear up in those days, where calling, even within the city, within the village, a telephone was a big problem. Connectivity. Today
Yes.
you have all kinds of connectivity, all kinds of things. You can sit and work in somewhere in Narayanpet, and your designs can be projected anywhere on the world.
Yes.
Then why we are not using that? Because we refuse to connect with people and facilitate the connectivity of people to people across the world. That is, we failed utterly, and that is what we should learn from Gandhi. It's not that Gandhi, XYZ discussions are going on. We should learn that. Another part, how he could take the sentiments of the people. See, he said he made people, he made the people to realize the connectivity of resources to the communities. What is Dandiyatra? Salt Satyagraha. When a tax was imposed on it, he said salt is nobody's creation. He made the people to connect themselves to the salt. Today, what we are doing? We are plundering the natural resources, okay? And we are selling away the natural resources for our own individual gains. Who gave them the authority to sell the natural resources? We are selling the hills, we are selling the minerals. And today they said, survey quartz mining will be revived in the wildlife areas. Who gave him the permission to do that? And we have totally neglected, ignored, and buried the strength of Gram Sabha. He said, even some of the senior most Gandhians who used to talk to me, they said, it was never recommended as a parliament. They said it's a national panchayat. Rename the parliament as a national panchayat. You see, it is a panchayat, the word which started. Panchayat, Panchabhutas, Tattva. That is the mindset of Indian culture. Don't call state government. It is all, we have just copied from the British legacy. State that Rashtra Panchayat. What is wrong in it? National Panchayat. You put. So we need to learn. We need to, even re-nomenclature the whole thing in the governance system. The moment you say state government, you are parting away from the communities. The natural resources, Dandi March. These are all the things, he really uh, brought. And most important thing which I saw was, you see, in most of the Gandhian movements and all, the emphasis was on writing a diary. Itself was writing. And second thing is communications, writing a letters. Both these things were successfully killed by the cult which emerged after the Gandhi. This is a very unfortunate thing. And Gandhi remained, and he locked his image, his spirit, his philosophy was locked within the khadi dress. That was an unfortunate thing. If one should accept you as a Gandhi and a Gandhi philosophy, it's only that your dress code. Today, dress code has become a cult in this country. And nobody talks of, what happened to the leftist movement. What is that they are training to the volunteers, go to the village, write a diary, get the feedback, get the pulse of the people. It's not just the pulse of the people. Of course, today we have a lot of professional groups, pulse of the group. Why do bother about thinking on pulse of the PK is there for us. He will go and survey. जनता का नाड़ी देखने वाले के लिए कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर्स बहुत आगे हैं. We make you to win. We study the नाड़ी. नाड़ी वैद्य बहुत पैदा हो गए हैं हिंदुस्तान. Come out of this. You go and talk to people. There is no harm even if they, curse you for some time or talk to you in a harsh manner. Don't leave the nadi to the corporate sector. I'm surprised, there are several corporate organizations which are doing research on people's pulse. This is an unfortunate thing. If we truly, look towards Gandhi, the only four things what I say is one, develop a scientific temperament, whatever you are doing. And his second word is whichever the program you are conceiving, have people's consultation. And third thing is keep the poorest of the poor in mind while developing a project. No, I am developing project for high-end cars because they have to go fast away from the city. Let the pedestrian die. Let the middle class people who are going in the ambulance for an emergency health care die, because I want an high-end car which is a crore rupees must go. We are designing not for the society, not for the well-being of everybody. So we have to think of this. All our designs must be designed for environment. I humbly request all the so-called architectural and planning, institutions, please make your students to go to Sevagram and observe the planning of it, understand the planning of it. There's a long way we have to go. Let us not, bury the Gandhi philosophy under the cult. He is an universal man. When I was in Rio conference sitting, and my friend gave me a stall to sit, and I was trying to tell about the Gandhian philosophy and all. One of the Brazilian lady walked towards me and asked, I still have the letter what she gave me. Is it true? I said, what is true? Is Gandhi a true story? She saw Gandhi movie. She could not believe it. That is the influence he carried out not only in Brazil, all in the entire African nation. The man who could, whose aura can go across the world. Today, we are burying it under the emerging Gandhian cult on one side. The second one is the people who want to deliberately, come out with negative approaches. But this is very important. Understand the Gandhian philosophy. Gandhi is, as a human being, he is instrumental. He learned through the humiliation. We should also look into these aspects of it. Look, what is that you can contribute to this society? That is most important. And I thank very sincerely my friend Dr. Shivprasad Reddy Garu. In spite of his busy schedule, he gave me this opportunity to express my views on Gandhi, particularly Gandhi and wildlife, which I'm so impressed. I want to share this, so I have shared this. Now I request uh, Dr. Shuprasad Reddy Garu to show a link which we could get in the website, and I thank the man behind that link who very successfully captured the entire Sevagram ashram. Please, sir, if it is possible, please.
Yeah, yeah, I'm trying. It's pleasure to host you, Subbarao Garu. You gave me an opportunity to these the DRTSPR channels by your wonderful wisdom. Now I said knowledge. Now knowledge has gone into wisdom. The way you have presented Gandhiji, my word, wonderful. From wildlife to social preventive medicine to rural economy, which people are talking about. And I really remember, aptly remember Gandhiji as Grama Swarajyam, Gramale Abhiruddhi Pattukomman. And he said only when the rural upliftment happens, the economy will grow. In a true sense, that is what it is. And in true sense, that is where the rural economy is being ruined and looted by the corporate sectors, ably helped by all the administrators and the political bosses. Very unnatural way of, you know, understanding Gandhi. That is why this channel stands on the spirits of Satyameva Jayate. And he clearly says, Hey Ram, Sabko Sammati De. That is what is written in Rajghat. Now, even if you want to change the Rajghat nomenclature of all that, I only say Satyameva Jayate.
Yeah, this is the Sevagram campus, and you see the entire ground is with the river gravel. So and he refused even applying the cow dung and all. It is very important in those days. The behavior of the snake crawling helps in identifying, sensing the snake movement in the campus. This is really a worth learning, designed for environment. And next, please. You just move on, one after the other. Yeah, okay, you move on that. Those things were added. I want to show only, the campus, the design, how the campus looks like. And okay, you change it. These are all recent development. Okay, you keep. Yeah, this is his library and all his personal room. Yes, you keep on changing it. So
Okay,
we move rapidly. Okay, wherever. Okay, wherever I ask you, please stop there for. So you look at the gobar gas unit and all, how today we are talking too much on economics, but what happened during the last 75 years and all, even now we are only talking, we are not implementing with sincere effectiveness. Next, please. Move, sir, move. Okay, this is the reeling center which they developed later. Next, please.
Weaver society, even today, the Padmashali community is suffering for want of
Yeah.
grant or help from
No,
government.
we look at them as the vote bank only.
Vote bank.
Okay.
That's
So,
very unfortunate.
the political people say, if you don't come to my inflow parentum, you will not be given the loan. Okay. That is the
Yeah.
attitude.
The clothes we wear
Next.
comes from them, but they are trying to machinize everything.
Okay. Next, you move.
Next.
Okay. Move. And these are all the things they developed recently, I think. This is the corridor of his, place. This is the typewriter and all. Okay. Next, move. Okay, this app, this is today the status of the people. The Charka, what I am
Yes,
talking.
this one.
It
This one.
connected the women across the country. It empowered the women. And today, uh, we are not able to find a mechanism. We only come with some kind of a falsy, self-help groups and all. Okay, yeah, go back, sir. Go back. Yeah, this is his ashram, but the snake trap, how it was missed, I do not know. But thank God that picture was available with me, so I could show you. You can move that way.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, okay, move. Oh, that is Bapu Kuti. Okay, next.
Yeah, we are
You
almost
can
done, sir.
stop at the Bapu Kutir. This is the Bapu Kutir actually. You have Parachuri Kutir also. You move back.
I think we don't have.
Move. Oh, okay.
This is it.
Okay, somewhere the Parachuri Kutir, missed, but and those who are interested to know about the Sevagram Ashram, they can contact my friend Dr. Shiv Prasad Reddy garu, and I can share a scanned copy of Sevagram. Okay, so you,
Yeah,
you
where
can look.
leprosy,
He himself, was nursing, providing the health care to late Parchuri, who was infected with the leprosy in those days. We need to, and he created several cottage-based industries. What happened to all that? We have Girijan Corp, and we have this corporation, and we have failed to recognize the skills of the tribal people who produce a lot of, what they do 6 months when it rains. That was the question for me when I started my career. I learned many things:
from
how they
tribal
prepare
areas.
the food, how they preserve the food during the rainy days, because they
Right.
cannot go for the hunting. Today's food industry and pharmaceutical industry is the bitsum of tribals knowledge.
Wonderful. And not only that, they want to take away the tribal lands for the sake of rich mineral sources. They want to loot natural resources. That is why they
No.
are slowly but surely trying to kill the tribal spirit, and they are trying to take over the forest lands in the name of fast trains, this trains, that trains.
You
Uh,
see, the whole problem is it is not taking away the people, but it is killing the knowledge,
that's what.
a
Killing the
knowledge,
knowledge.
a knowledge society, which
Right.
is a crime than putting them into the what camps, Hitler camps, and all what they say.
Right.
It
Nazi.
is
Nazi
more.
camps.
So these are the things what we should learn and what we should do, and how we integrate the society into a, in a new pathway. Country needs that. Country, we cannot copy and ape like American society. They have their own. You see, we cannot blame them. Culturally, they have their own pathway, but we could not niche our development pathway based on Indian culture, ethos, and ethics and values. It is time once again on the day of Gandhi Jayanti to
Right.
think, review, reorient, learn, rectify the mistakes, and move towards a sustainable pathway. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. And again, we have presented Gandhiji, the scientific temperament, and from social preventive medicine to rural economy, and we leave it to the sense of all the citizens cutting across the regions to understand what Gandhiji was and his scientific temperament was, and how important and pertinent even today it is and will be for the future. So these channels run on the same slogan, Satya Meva Jayate, truth triumphs. And we say, Hey Ram, the type of impositions by Google and YouTube trying to disconnect DRTSPR channel from giving you correct, rightful information to the people without having only one sided information. We still say Satyameva Jayate. Hey Ram, let a better sense prevail upon Google and YouTube. We release a flyer poster with mobile number without any notice. And in spite of such wonderful guests coming out with evidences, we are being shut down. That is where we say we are trying to empower people with true knowledge. That is why we try to educate them, as was the desire of Gandhiji. The right to education is the most fundamental aspect in any development of an individual or the state or the country. Thank you very much, sir. Once again,
Thank you.
wonderful hosting you. And do support DRTSPR channels. Do write to Google and YouTube and all those in India too, how they are acting in such a way. Thank you very much. Good night from here. Bye.